Today I want to share with you 3 tips to beat social anxiety. These aren't gimmicks, they're strategies backed by counseling psychology and anchored in God's Word. So keep watching till the end because I've got a special bonus for you. You ever walk into a room and instantly feel your chest tighten up and your palms get sweaty and your mind scream, "Everybody's staring at me"? Well, that's social anxiety, and it makes normal, everyday moments feel overwhelming and even threatening. And as a Christian therapist with over 30 years of experience, I've literally helped thousands of people dealing with anxiety issues. And one thing to remember is that anxiety lies to us. So when you find yourself surrounded by people, anxiety whispers things like, "Everyone's looking at me. They're judging me. They can see how nervous I am." The reality is, most people are too focused on themselves to notice you. But your body doesn't know that. So your heart begins to race, your breathing shortens, and your muscles tense up as if you're in danger. It feels real, so your body reacts like it is real. So in cognitive behavioral therapy, we call this selective attention. It means your mind is zooming in on the one thing you fear most, and that's being vulnerable or being exposed, while it's actually blocking out the bigger picture. Instead of noticing that the room is safe or that people are smiling and relaxed, you focus only on the possibility of embarrassment. Think of it like holding a magnifying glass. If you're holding it over your fear, it looks bigger than it really is. The more you stare at it, the more it consumes your field of vision. That's what social anxiety does. It tricks your attention into shrinking the world down to just your fears alone. The first tip to beat social anxiety is this: pick one friendly person in the room and focus on them instead of scanning the whole crowd. Use that person as your anchor. Start by engaging with them, and once you feel more comfortable, allow yourself to gradually connect with other people. Stay with or around your safe person until you're ready to branch out. Remember the story of Peter walking on the water to meet Jesus. As long as his eyes were fixed on Jesus, he was able to walk in peace. But the moment he looked down and saw the waves, fear gripped him and it took over and he began to sink. The same principle applies here. What you focus on determines your experience. If you fixate on the crowd and all the faces that feel intimidating, anxiety will literally pull you under. But if you focus on your safe person, you'll find the calm you need to rise above the fear. One reason social anxiety feels so overwhelming is because we expect too much too soon. We want to walk into a room and feel instantly confident, instantly relaxed, instantly at peace. But that's not how courage is developed. Courage is built like a muscle through small, repetitive actions that grow stronger over time. In therapy, this process is called exposure. Instead of avoiding the situations that make you anxious, you approach them gradually, step by step. Each little success tells your brain, "See, I survived. I can do it again." And over time, those little victories add up to a bigger breakthrough. The second tip is to set a micro-bravery goal, something so small it almost feels silly. But that's the point. Your goal might be to simply say hi to one person, or to ask one question during a conversation, or even just make eye contact and smile at someone for a few seconds. If possible, set this goal before you enter the social setting so you're not trying to decide in the moment while your anxiety is spiking what your goal is going to be. Having the goal written down or even rehearsed in your mind before you get there helps you stay focused. And when you achieve this goal, celebrate, even if it feels tiny. Remember in Acts 2 when Peter stood up and he preached and literally thousands of people gave their lives to Christ. Well, before that, Jesus sent the disciples out in pairs to local villages. And those smaller practice runs prepared them for the boldness that they need later in their life when they stood before rulers, and in this case, thousands of people. These are baby steps, right? So write down one micro-bravery goal before you go into each social event. Then when you achieve it, thank God for the progress. Give him the glory. And if you don't mind, take a second right now and drop a comment. What's one small bravery goal you could set for your next social situation? Social anxiety thrives on self-focus. What do they think of me? Did I sound awkward? Do I look nervous? The more you turn inward, the louder anxiety actually gets. Self-focus magnifies fear like a spotlight. So the third tip is, instead of asking, how do I look? Shift the question to, how can I serve? This reframe takes the spotlight off of you and puts it onto other people. So when you walk into a room looking for ways to bless someone else, all of a sudden your anxious thoughts, they start to lose their grip. Mark 10:45 says, the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. Jesus himself modeled freedom from self-focus by pouring himself out for others. True confidence doesn't come from impressing people, but from imitating Christ. One of my clients told me she dreaded socializing after church, right? Each week she stood around thinking, I don't belong here, nobody wants to talk to me. And I encouraged her, flip the script. Don't go in to be liked, go in to serve. Ask one person about their week. Offer to refill somebody's cup of coffee. Look for someone standing over there by themselves and go up and introduce yourself. A little while later, she stopped obsessing about herself and started caring about other people. She said that she actually left feeling good instead of drained. When you serve, you're aligning with God's design. And Philippians 2:4 says, let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. Serving breaks the cycle of criticism because it shifts your attention to love. Not self-love, but love of other people. So before your next social event, pause and say a little prayer. God, help me to see who I can bless today. Give me eyes to notice someone who needs encouragement. Then set one small goal. Smile at someone. Ask a caring or thoughtful question, or offer to help. And over time, these small acts not only reduce anxiety, but also build meaningful connections. So remember, social anxiety doesn't have to define you, and you don't have to fight it alone. God is with you. I mean, he is greater than all of your fear. Now, if any of these tips helped you, hit like and subscribe. I'm Eddie Trauber, and every week I post tools that help you overcome life's difficult problems and grow stronger in your faith. And I promised you a special bonus if you hung around to the end, so here it is. I want to give you a free copy of my ebook, Faith Over Fear, 7 Biblical Action Strategies for Anxiety Relief. The link is in the description below. See you next time.